Even though Paul Gilbert is mostly known for his crazy fast shred solo, he actually wrote one metal riff that helped extremely to shape my right-hand picking technique. And not only are we going to learn that riff today, I also have a workout for you provided where we can practice this together in 3 different levels: slow, middle, and fast tempo. This riff will definitely help you understanding inside picking, outside picking, and pick slanting, and will not only help you with riffing, but also of course with every solo lick. And the riff that I'm talking about is of course technical difficulties. Here we go. Hey guitar champion, what's going on? I'm 𝗚𝙤𝙦𝗚𝗟𝗡, back from my practice dojo, and welcome to today's video. While having the incredible chance to not only interview Paul Gilbert, but also to chat and hang around with him 2 weeks ago at the Ibanez Guitar Festival, I started to remember some licks, some solos, and some riffs that influenced my playing style a lot that comes from Paul Gilbert. This one particular riff, the intro riff of Technical Difficulty, formed an essential technique that I nowadays always use. Doesn't matter if I have to play some technical extreme death metal riffs like for the band Alkaloid, or some fast power metal speedruns like for Rhapsody, or in my mega distributed Mega Life. In all those bands, not only in the rhythm playing but also in the solo playing, I get a big advantage because I've practiced the Technical Difficulty riff. It is not the easiest riff, but we will definitely get there with the workout that I have provided for you in the end of this video. Of course, if you want to have the tabs for this workout, the tabs for this riff, and the backing tracks, then check the link in the description box. There you can download it for free. So the difficulty in Technical Difficulty actually comes from the consistent change of inside picking and outside picking, the consistent change of the pick direction that we have when we're transitioning from one string to the next string, because of the nature of the number 3. Even though that we are playing 16 notes, the rhythm here is a typical pattern based on 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So what happens in our right hand is for example that we start, of course, obviously with a downstroke on the D string. We're switching, by the way, constantly between the D and the A string. And the first time, we're starting with a downstroke on the D string, playing 2 additional notes, getting the pattern of 3, 1, 2, 3. And then the last note on the A string is a downstroke, so that the first note of the next pattern section is an upstroke. So it constantly changes between down, up, down, up. And we are working on that exactly today. And this, again, helped me in so many situations, so many riffs. And one technique that is essential to master inside and outside picking, especially the change, the switch between inside and outside picking, is of course pick slanting. And again, really short, pick slanting means that we are rotating our wrist toward a different direction to get the tip of the pick always free in the air. For example, when we are rotating our wrist in that direction, which is called pronation, or you can see it like your index, your pinky finger is moving up this direction here, we have the upward pick slant direction. And this means the tip of the pick is always free in the air after I made a downstroke. So when we want to change between one string and the next string, and we're ending with a downstroke, we have to use upward pick slant direction. And the opposite of it is this rotation, which is called supination, or our pinky is moving inwards, and this we need when we're doing an upstroke, and this one is called downward pick slanting. So for the downstroke we have the upward pick slanting, for the upstroke we have the downward pick slanting. So it's the opposite direction of the stroke direction. So only 2 movements is required for fast and precise picking, like for example here in Technical Difficulties, on so many other occasions when it comes to speed picking: the wrist motion and the forearm rotation. Any movement that is additional to that, any muscle that is activated additional to that, is against the avoiding unnecessary consumption of energy rule, my AUCE concept. And so now in technical difficulty, oh hello my dear Ingvi. So now in the technical difficulty I need a technique or a motion, a philosophy behind pick slanding, which I call the snap movement. Is while we're doing the pick stroke, we also change the pick slant direction. Because in the two notes between each pick slant directional change, the one note that we have on the D string, we can kind of lock in the previous pick slant. I would not recommend this fully when you're doing longer runs, because then again you are unnecessarily bending certain muscles, and again you have unnecessary consumption of energy. But for this short amount of time, we can do the pick slant change direction every time when we hit the higher note here on the D string. And we can do this together with a snap movement. So every time when I hit that note, when I strike that note, I also do the pick slant change. Let me try to do this in slow motion for you, and of course over exaggerated. Why don't we have to make a pick slant direction when we are on the A string? Well, because the stroke direction stays the same throughout, again, the pattern of 3. Again, we're starting with the downstroke, up, down. So we are already in the correct pick slant for the string transition. Down, up, down. I'm in upward pick slant. I now change to downward pick slanting. Up, down, up. I'm already in downward pick slanting and now change to upward pick slanting. Alright, and so much for the right hand explanation. Now let's go to the workout. Do you want to shred guitar like this? But it actually sounds more like this. Well, one of the biggest reasons why we won't make any progress on shredding the guitar is that we don't have a good practice routine. All the free content on YouTube is confusing us, and it's not only hard to know how to practice, but also what. And therefore, I created the gateway to shred. Especially when terms like inside picking, outside picking, or pick slanding is still pretty confusing for you. In this masterclass, I'm going to teach them step by step for you, for beginners and intermediate shred heroes. But it's not only about the right hand. The gateway to shred is a holistic masterclass where in 4 weeks I'm going to show you all the necessary basics that is required to have fast and fluid shredding. We're talking about practice routine in week number 1, and week number 2 it's all about left hand. I will show you some exercises about finger independency, finger precision, and finger speed. Third week is focused on the right hand, finally understanding pick slanding, but also finally getting your picking up to tempo with control and precision. And in the last week it all comes together in one solo that I wrote for intermediate guitar players to test their playing if they are ready for the world of shred. And yes, believe me, you will be ready for the world of shred. I will also show you how to write your own solos, how to work on phrasing, vibrato, bending, timing, and we're also going to learn that mysterious technique called sweeping. The great thing is you only need your guitar, an amp, and 15 minutes every day. Check the link in the description box if you want to have more information. 4 weeks can change your playing forever, give your shredding the breakthrough it deserves, and get the gateway to shred. Alright, now for this workout I highly recommend to learn it first slowly on your own pacing, on your own timing. Because what we're going to do here is we're adding more and more notes to get the perfect feeling for the inside outside picking change, for the upward downward pick slanting change, but this in a tempo and in a method that even beginners can follow. I wish you a lot of fun with the workout. If you haven't yet, it would be a pleasure if you could subscribe to this channel and follow ZEN OF for more shred education and more videos about the beautiful world of shredding and playing solo guitar. Leave a like and leave a comment if you like, and then I'm going to see you in the next video after you've done this workout. Alright, let's get into it. Here we go.